Also, I wanted to say they have nipples, the puppets. Okay, hi and welcome back to Martha is Dead. This is the 7th episode. We're heading towards the ending. I don't know if this is the episode to end it all. The topsy-turvy relationship between me and the game and between Martha and reality. We'll see. But yeah, we just killed our mom. Did some horrific things to the corpse of our sister. We got invaded by the resistance. Our dad got killed. We nearly got killed, but someone took pity on us. And I think we sent the map to the resistance. And everything's burning. And we talked to the priest. And he was like, damn, Martha, what the heck? Come to the church. And that's what we're going to do. But first, I wanna see something. So I kind of accidentally spoiled myself when I looked for the Morse code solution because I could not be bothered to figure that thing out. And it showed me that there's 2 times in the game where we have to do this bullshittery. And I want to see if I can still do it, because I think I did it too late. I did too little too late. I think I could have called the resistance much earlier.
I have placed the photo where requested, so I need to find the right words to communicate it. Oh, and of course, I need to remember the code word.
I think the code word was town on fire. Town. Oh, and then over and out. Let's try that.
I'll add over at the end to make it clear that I have finished.
I did that. I did that. Over and out. Oh, I think over and out is when I... Yeah, okay. No, I got it. It's my bad. Where's over? Over.
No, this doesn't seem clear to me. I need to find the right words.
The photo of the map has been positioned. I was so much... Honestly, find map located near river is so much better. It is so much better. Oh yeah, I have to... Okay. Okay, and in a second I will go get my computer and look it up. Tank located over... Oh my god, there we go.
They have worked out the position of the tank. I should confirm that I've understood their message with received.
Okay, received and over. It's funny that we're doing this. We just murdered our mother and found out that we also murdered our sister. If she exists, I don't know yet. But, you know, everything for the resistance, I guess. Okay, so it's find weapons cache near woods over.
There's a weapons cache in the woods. In my woods. Okay, I will search for it. Let's respond received again.
You know what's weird? Maybe I didn't see it. Maybe it's because I'm so late in the game and I'm already like skipped basically to do this in the chapter where I was supposed to do it. But I didn't get any information that this task was still open, because I thought, you know, once, because it was like check when I slipped the photo under, and I didn't even think that I would need to tell them again. I mean, it makes sense that I do, but still. Because everything else you get told, you know, what you have to do. So that was kind of weird. Okay. One more with feelings and then we're done with the Morse code. Thank God. That's a long one. So, how are you? I hope you're fine.
Okay, so after I've been there, I will place a flag on the telephone pole near the house. They will then know that I have accomplished the task. Easy peasy.
Is it though? Where do I get the flag? What flag? It's so dark. Everything's burning. So I also... Wait. Let's... No. let's... No. There we go. Let's use the lighter so we're not in the... Well, that did nothing. Also, maybe I'm now visible for the airplanes. It's maybe not the smartest solution. So, oh yeah, but we can look... Oh, that's not near the woods. That's in the woods. Okay, wait. So it's left, 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 left. Okay. Is that a way, though? Oh, man, I know I should have done this earlier. During daytime. What? I can't. I can't do it. She won't go. Oh. She won't go. She just turned around. She was like, no. Okay, so I think we messed this up. Could not help the resistance, I guess. Or what? Yeah. She didn't even say anything. That would have been nice. Okay, well, it is what it is, I guess. I tried my best, you know. It's weird that they still have it, you know, so it doesn't even say you can't do this anymore, it's too late. Could have even gotten a message that's like, it's too late, sorry. I was asked to find the weapons cache. It must be somewhere in the woods near the home. Yeah, I can't go there, so... Puppet theater. Take the bike, go to San Cassiano. Look at the map. Look at the map. Where's San Cassiano? There. Okay. So that's... to the right. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. I wonder whether the developers wanted the death of our father to be more emotional, because, you know, I mean, I get it from Giulia's perspective, but, you know, I'm not Giulia. I know about history, and I know that a leading Nazi, even though he tells his daughter that, you know, war is too much for him, you know, he's done some shit, so I did not feel bad at all. So, I'm so sorry, but that's just how it is, and I'm usually not like that, but... You know, I can't be arsed. I mean, he was part of the SS, so that's... You know. The puppet theater, okay. Warning! The following chapter contains a scene displaying self-harm. Some players might find the scene disturbing. You know, that's nice and all, but I would have wished I'd gotten that warning before that corpse scene. Because that was horrible. You know what? I will... You know, usually I'm not like that, but I know that self-harm is something that can trigger people. And so I will watch the censored version for you viewers. I'm sorry, if you know, if you would have liked to watch the uncensored one, I think there's a lot of Let's Plays out there. Like, I think I'm so late to the game because I played it, like, every single week for, I don't know, half an hour to an hour. So there's plenty of if you want to watch it. But personally, I rather, you know, not see it. Like, I don't need to. I don't need to see it. I know.
Boys, they had all been killed, and it was my fault. They were
Which
my
boys?
age, and a few of them were our friends. I didn't think it would go like that, but wasn't it obvious, really? What was I actually expecting? I felt like a coward. But what could I have done? Should I have betrayed my father? I loved my father, but I also loved my friend Lapo. Which side was I on? I just listened to my heart. I thought it was the right thing to do. But instead, it was the worst thing I could have done.
Okay, game. You never told me when I had to do the calling of the numbers. There was never a point where it said I have to do this immediately or I should do this right now. And because I could still do all the steps and there was no point where Giulia or anyone else told me, you know, it's too late. And then just now I tried to do it and she turned around telling me, you can't do this anymore. Sucks for you. So That's bad game design. That is bad game design. Like, either you stop it immediately, like, it could have just as well if we went to the Morse code telegram machine. That she was like, it's too late now. I'm so sorry, I should have done this earlier. And then I would have been like, okay, I guess I messed this up. It's fine. But this way, because now it's like, well, I did it, I tried to do it, and I wasn't allowed, the game didn't allow it. So what was I supposed to do? And she's like, what could I have done? Well, I tried to do it, but I didn't get the... Like, this is not Elden Ring, you know? I mean, this game was very hand-holding with most, if not all, other tasks and puzzles, etc. So I don't get what this is. This is weird. This is... I don't know. This is not... I don't like this, to be quite honest. And I think there could have been a better way to do this. Oh my god, look how she's... Look at her! Wait, I have to do this again. That's hilarious. Look at this! Too motivated, to be quite honest. These are all puppets. That's our mother.
Once I crossed that threshold, I completely lost touch with reality. Everyone around me had died while I survived everything.
Maybe the point where it actually all broke and we were not able to do anything was when Giulia tried to kill herself and then the resistance person bursts in the room. That's our mom. That's Dad with ourselves as a small kid. Oh, it's all the same people over and over again. Alright. Did we even imagine the priest? Because Nazis were really harsh with the church. Oh, that's bright. Sheesh. Ooh. Oh. I mean, it makes sense. She's half Italian, and they're very Catholic. It looks cool. I like that. Big creatures, even if they're puppets. It's kind of my thing. I like it. Look, there's the... Oh, I'm very slow. I can't run, apparently. There's the crow. Hi! Hi. Hi.
I don't remember how things went. I just remember a big light and then photographs were being taken of me. There was a man dressed in white. A doctor, I presume. He was asking me questions, but I didn't understand what he was actually asking me.
Oh.
He wrote something on a piece of paper and then 2 nurses led me away. I was in the mental asylum.
Well, no.
Some women were talking to themselves. Others cried. Some were even covered in their own filth. Others were violent and tried to hurt themselves any way possible. There was this one young woman who would pleasure herself all day long, incessantly, to the point where she would bleed. So they would tie her down to the bed screaming, cursing and talking gibberish for days on end. Once her wounds had healed and she was untied, she would just start again.
It's very on the nose here, right? Isn't it? Like
That
with a
woman
gun.
was me. They started to give me injections. What they gave me made my whole body shake. I broke my vertebrae and an ankle. I think it was called cardiazol or something like that. My body was like a fire that didn't want to be put out. When it appeared to be quenched, it would come back, even stronger than before. In the end, though, they won. I stopped screaming and masturbating. I stopped thinking. There was no longer any need for therapy. Something inside of me had died. But nevertheless, I insisted on carrying along this painful journey. I was stronger than I could ever have imagined.
Sorry, I thought it was awkward to tell that story, and then I'm like, that one was me, by the way. It's like the start of a quirky action comedy, you know? Yep, that's me. You probably want to know how I ended up here, you know? It's just her masturbating and them tying her down. Also, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, so that's just to, like, shock the player or what? I don't know. Also, I wanted to say they have nipples, the puppets. It's proven, you know, with the big Muppets. But also that face with the mask, the theater masks of tragedy and comedy, they're really cool. They're amazing. I wish they would have included something like, imagine if the White Lady would have had this face. That would have been terrifying and amazing. If you're in the woods and you see that face, because the White Lady face was really just a very tropey, you know, ghosty face. But that face, that would have terrified me. See that in a lake or in the woods. Oh, yeah, let's sit down. Nope. Oh, there. Why the nipples? That's really distracting to me. She's a puppet.
Who are you? Wait. I want answers. Don't go away. Talk to me about Martha, please.
She's Martha, right? I mean, that's a mirror. Isn't it? Martha is dead. Wait, I can decide the ending? No. Martha, I am Martha.
Martha, Giulia, there's no longer any difference.
Right?
I am both Martha and Giulia, whichever you want. It's us, so it's true. And Mother? Is she alive?
I don't think so. I can shape my own ending? I don't know if I like it or not, because it's a bold move, you know? It's a bit like, well, we don't even know what we meant with this game. So you tell us, I guess. Yes, but in a way I like it and I don't like it, because I'm not quite sure whether this is more like, well, our story writing was a little bit flippy floppy, so let's do this. And then it's the player's fault if it doesn't make sense. I think she's dead. That definitely happened. We had the head in our hands.
Mummy is dead. Nobody knows that better than I do, unfortunately.
I mean, we also saw Martha dead.
It's useless to try and deceive ourselves. Did I do what I think I've done?
I don't know. Oh, yes.
Yes, damn it. It really happened. I cut her into pieces and buried her under the bridge. God, all that blood. My God, I knew it. What about Daddy? The soldiers? Did that really happen? If I think back to that moment, everything is
that was a
muddled.
weird one.
I do not know how to answer. No answer is perhaps the most painful answer. What about Nanny?
So here's the thing. It can be everything and nothing. Like, everything can be true, or nothing is true, or it's a mixture, which is basically the options I got. But, like, I do like the concept of being able to choose the meaning of the game, but on the other hand, I complained so often in this game that the hints and plot movements were so confusing that I don't like this, because it's like whatever I pick, it's correct, because we don't know what she made up. like things seemed realistic, but then they didn't, and her memories are jumbled. So what if she lost it from the get-go, and everything we played so far, everything has been made up. Nothing is real. And then it's like a nihilistic game, you know, and then it's like, what's even the point of this game? Like, that's why I don't like psychological horror games, because they so often will make, sorry, that was weirdly pronounced. They so often make this story up, and then they're like, it was all a dream, ha 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 ha, fooled you, and it's like, no. It's like a prank where you're like, well, it's only a prank because you told me this is true and I believed you. And it's not even that, you know, at the beginning of the game, I had no way of knowing whether Martha was a unreliable narrator or not. And even later on, it was very difficult to tell because the games and like what Martha saw, like to even go so far that the pictures we see and the interactions we overhear and the letters we read all are imagined. I mean, what the heck? You know, at least give me the chance to say, well, we did not really see any pictures of the two sisters together, or we saw only children's pictures, you know, but not grown-up pictures of Martha and Giulia together. That would have kind of made sense, or I don't know. So yeah, I think I'm not happy with this. So, because here's the thing, I would have said, well, she is dead because we heard the radio, but of course, it doesn't matter. Because Martha could have made that up. Maybe we heard the radio, maybe we didn't. No one knows. It doesn't matter. And that is very unfulfilling. You know, because I'm not that high and mighty that I'm like, oh, I can make the end of the story. No, tell me. It's your story. I'm just the one experiencing it. Don't sit down, write this elaborate story, and then go like, well, I won't tell you the ending. You have to think about it. You have to make your own ending. And it's like, no, man, that's lazy. So, I don't know.
I haven't seen Nanny in so long.
I don't know.
I don't know what could have happened to her. Who knows where she is, the poor thing. I'm afraid to ask about Lapo.
If I would have thought that this would go this way, I wouldn't even have said my mom is dead. Because, you know, it really doesn't matter. Lapo doesn't exist. He's fine. He's dead. Who cares?
Lapo probably doesn't exist. That's the most logical
Is it?
explanation.
No, it's not.
I've invented so many things. He's probably also one of them. That's what I thought too. One last question. The pregnancy?
Well, if Lapo doesn't exist, no one was pregnant. But then why did we have the thing with our mother? It doesn't make sense.
There was no pregnancy. All of it came from my sick mind. So many inventions. What else did I invent? What else will I discover? That's enough now. All of these questions are pointless, aren't they? It's all inside of us. We just need to turn the mirror. Is it not all just the reflection of an unknowable existence? Nothing more than a puppet show.
You know what? But I think I can stand behind her saying that the mother is dead and that we killed her, because I stick to this. You don't have trauma responses, psychotic breaks like this, and memories of childhood abuse without childhood abuse happening. So I talked about this last episode. I think children and adults, they don't make that up, you know, because why would you? Especially with such a violent reaction. So I say she killed her mother because of the childhood abuse, and then whatever else happened or didn't happen. And so it's okay, I guess. But what if we would have said Martha did exist? So then the game would have been like, yeah, she totally did exist.
Ready for everything with open arms. Even ready to kill.
It's been a beautiful design. The broken arms. And they're also different. Like, They nearly look like she tried it before to kill herself. Because they're not the same arms.
Legs always ready to run.
You know, they're so broken. So she's breaking now, over and over. Yeah.
The womb that conceived in sin.
No, we just said she was never pregnant. Man, these are even more pronounced nipples. What the heck? Oh, the womb that conceived in sin. No, but we weren't game. Come on, at least be consistent in your own weird logic that doesn't make sense, you know. We just said we were never pregnant, so why would it now be a womb conceiving in sin? What?
Lastly, the mind. To protect us, it has turned us into monsters. Either way, we cannot live like this, can we? I'll take care of it. I don't need to worry. I'll try to sleep if I can. I've got this.
Don't make this gameplay, please. Oh, we're not showing it. Oh yeah, because I said I don't want to show it. So otherwise we would have shown it. But that medallion...
On the 26th of July, San Casciano was bombed and the church was destroyed. But I was not there then. I was already in the asylum.
Okay.
Once again, stubbornly, I was not dead. The bombs hadn't killed me, and I had also survived myself. The most absurd test and the hardest one. The war ended some time ago now, both out there and inside of me. I was on the wrong side of the gate, but now I can turn that page. Life is opening its doors again, isn't it? If I hadn't been so lucky to survive myself, I would have thrown everything away. We think that danger is all around us, ready to attack. But the more devious and misleading dangers are the ones that are inside of us. They grow without us realizing. They make us suffer, remain confused, and remove our self-respect. I would have wanted to ask for help, but I was alone. This is my story. Thank you for being here, for listening to me. Now I am ready to leave. How long will it take to get home?
Skin unlocked, okay. Did she even unlock death? Fortunately today it is possible to ask for help and receive it, even if we are alone, even if we are desperate, even if it feels like life doesn't make sense. If it feels like there's nothing left for us, it is only because we can no longer see it. There's always something to live for. Something great could be just around the corner. Yeah. I'm on a different political and social and philosophical spectrum. If you or someone you know is struggling, information crisis resources available at saveinourworld.org. Like, of course we should help people and support people, you know, who have problems. But suicide is not always a wrong thing. That's my opinion. I know it's controversial. We can discuss this out, but that's my personal opinion, that not every suicide is a bad decision, you know, and should be prevented. So I personally hate laws that prevent people because it's this decision on their own life. To take that freedom from them is weird. And, you know, I think both things can be true. We can aim for a society where we help people with mental issues and trauma and, you know, abuse victims and whatnot, or even with illnesses that are so intense, who who really see that life is so much more suffering than death. You know, we can create a society where we help those people and make their life better to reduce suicide. But I think there will always be people who just, they want to die, and then to take that from them, I think is kind of horrible. So yeah, I think it's a complex topic, so yeah, not really, you know, online with that one. But then again, you know, the whole game was me like being, I don't know. Also, I thought it was really weird that she said she was her own worst enemy, because in my mind, and I mean, the game pretty much made me master of whatever this game was supposed to tell us, you know. They did that. They did not, you know, they did not have like a conclusive ending where they were like, that's the right thing and that's the wrong one. So in my mind, she was abused by her mother, and her mother was a danger. Also, she was like, the world is not nearly as dangerous as you yourself are. Well, she was like in the middle of the Second World War, you know, like being bombed and everything. Like everyone died. Like, is that really not as dangerous? Are you sure about that? I'm not sure. I think her life was horrible even without her mental health problems, because I actually think her mental health problems were caused by the world. So this was a really difficult game for me. Like, I am usually it's much easier for me usually to say whether I like the game or not. I think I had so many problems with this game, but there were a lot of cool ideas. There were some very beautiful gameplay ideas. I think the developing of the photos, the taking of the photos, the telephone options were super great, very fun, really interesting. The gameplay was, I mean, I had the stuttering with the visuals, but apart from that, there were no bugs, no game-breaking bugs that completely, you know, stopped me in my tracks, so that was cool. I thought the visuals were really pretty, like the game looked good, you know, with like, except the stuttering. The game looked good, and some of the visual, like the tarot cards were beautiful, the puppets were beautiful, the visuals and illustrations in Martha's diary were beautiful. So a lot of things. I think the music was really gorgeous. I think the voice acting was, I think it was good. I think the direction was a bit weird, because because when the voice actress did the puppets, that was genius. She was really good at that. But sometimes the way she read as Martha was really, and maybe that's because of their mental health, etc., you know, that she read it so without any emotions. So I think the directing of the voice acting was a bit confusing before you had the whole, you know, part in the game where like, oh, she's an unreliable narrator and whatever. I'm not a big fan of the whole, was it a real? Was it invented? Was it made up? Imagined? Or was it a mixture of, like, that's okay, so everything is possible, nothing is possible. I ranted about this 10 minutes ago, but I'm not a fan of this. Like, make up your mind, or make it a bit more, I don't know. You know what? I know it's a cliched movie, but do it like an Inception, you know? Have an ending where you basically cut before you give the answer, but not have this whole section where you as the player have to decide what the game was actually saying. Because I'm quite, to be honest, this is my hot take, but I think the writing was not good enough to do that. Because there were too many, like with this, like with everything is possible, no, it's not. There were too many plot holes. You know, one of, like, it's not as... Because I think to have to have 3 different endings being possible and logical, you need to have spot-on details and writing so that every single ending makes sense if you look through the whole story. And I am quite sure that it does not hold up. I'm quite sure. I think... I mean, the one that she made everything up, that's easy, because then it's like, well, whatever you saw, pff, doesn't matter. She made it up. You know, like the plot holes you saw, doesn't matter. She made those up. But when everything happened as it did, then that's already crumbling. And if some things happened and some didn't, there's no clear distinction what happened and what didn't. So, like, I said it like 20 times now, but it doesn't matter. And that's kind of, it's really frustrating for me that this is like everything I played here was a joke. It's like a joke. It's like, what's even the point of this? So I don't know. I'm really not happy with this ending. But maybe it's really a personal thing, because I don't like endings like this. And that's not to say I like ambiguous endings, you know. I like open endings. I like all sorts of endings, you know. But not the way this was I think this is not an issue of you can decide and choose on the ending. It's just that it doesn't really come together for me, you know. So, yeah, Martha said, my biggest challenge will be when I write the Steam review for this game, whether I will recommend it or not, because I know it's very difficult for indie developers. And not recommending something will affect their overall percentage. And I know that this game, well, although this game has really high ratings, so I don't think I would really break that with my thing. But here's the thing, because I enjoyed quite a few things, you know, and I don't really think... for me, always not recommending a game is for games that are either so clunky and have like bugs that are just unforgivable, or being just absolutely a shit show of a game. And even though Martha is Dead is messy, I don't think it's a shit show, if you know what I mean. And I'm quite sure that the whole psychological horror and make up your own ending, etc. is attractive to people. So I think I would veer more towards recommending this game, but with the caveat of the problems that I had, mentioning it, that this might be something that, you know, if you don't enjoy playing these games, then maybe not do Martha is Dead. So yeah, I will probably do that, because, you know, support your indie developers, always. And another thing is, I will definitely follow the developers just to see what they come up with next, because I'm quite sure if they listen to the feedback, and I don't mean mine feedback, they will probably not, you know, but if they, I'm quite sure I'm not the only one who will, you know, say these things. I think a lot of the issues I had are not really super niche, you know, and like I'm not that unique in my tastes. So I hope they listen and maybe think about it for the next game that they plan, because there's so many things they did well that I think there's a lot of potential in this gaming studio. And yeah, I think they could do it. They could do a really good game. You know, and that's also the thing why I probably will recommend this, because not recommending an indie game is like when you really think that it's just so bad that you don't even think that there's a good game in it. And I think in this one there is a good game in it. It's not what I got, but it was there. Like I could see the potential, you know. So yeah, that's my take. I mean, I talked about, my review was basically every single episode, you know. I talked a lot at the end of every single episode, so I don't really have to give a whole big review here. It is what it is. A mixed bag with very, very amazing moments and very frustrating moments as well. I hope you enjoyed the bumpy ride we had. And yeah, if you have any comments, what do you think? What is your take on the ending? Do you think that my decisions or my opinion on this game is correct, or do you completely disagree? Tell me in the comments. We can discuss this, you know. And also, like, if you thought this was an amazing game, you can also explain to me why, and, you know, pitch it to me. No, not pitch, you don't have to pitch it, you know, just explain why you liked it, because I'm open to it. Because I think I said it also a couple of times, I'm well aware that a lot of the issues I had were more subjective taste issues than actual objective issues. So yeah, you know, tell me. And if you're new to this channel and you somehow stumbled upon my Let's Play, you're free to subscribe. And I promise you, for me, there's no ambiguity. Like, I'm hot or cold. There's nothing in between. I don't know why I said that. That sounded super weird. Anyways, I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a wonderful day, and maybe see you soon. Bye! This is my self-recorded outro song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.